Newfoundlanders serving in the Persian Gulf. You might think that by now, duty there would be getting routine and boring, with time dragging on. But most of the Newfoundlanders say they're so busy, time is flying by. Tonight, we go aboard HMCS Protector. You'll meet Newfoundlanders who stand watch, Newfoundlanders who keep the engines running, and Newfoundlanders who cook for hundreds of crew members. Red Sharon begins his report as he heads to the Protector, anchored just off the coast of Bahrain.
It's called a water taxi, but it's more like a big bobbing cork, really. When the HMCS Protector is at anchor, though, it's the only way to get to her. The government of Bahrain is nervous about large warships filled with fuel and ammunition, so the Protector has to anchor 5 miles offshore. The first person you meet, standing watch on deck, is Master Seaman Andy Smith of Swift Current. Then there's Wayne Finn from St. John's.
Check off these dock airports.
He makes sure everyone getting on or off ship is accounted for. He says he joined the Navy for adventure and to see the world, but he never thought he'd see this part of it.
How did you feel when you found out, you know, I'm going to be coming over here?
Well, when I first thought about it, it was a little nerve-wracking actually at first, but then I said, you know, I've looked at other war vets and I said, gee, if they made it through a war, why can't I? That's the way I looked at it. Okay, you got a 4-round magazine, okay?
Yep, okay.
Just full.
Changing watch means changing over the weapons, and leading Seaman Finn is going below to get some rest. But down in the galley, it's full steam ahead. That's where you'll find Donna Newell of Dunville and Roger Brown from Curling, fixing food to help feed over 360 people.
You're a good worker, just a little slow, that's all. That's to be expected, being from Central Bay and everything.
They joke around it helps to pass the time and helps them deal with the heat.
The heat is the worst part of it.
Pretty damn hot.
Oh yeah. It's after cooling off now, but it's a lot hotter on our way over.
A high of 35 degrees most days and maybe 100% humidity makes popsicles a favorite food on board. But the heat doesn't keep Brown and Newell from serving up some homegrown grub occasionally.
They enjoy the fish and brews and stuff that we had the other night.
The canned moose, everything, yeah.
You had some moose?
Yeah.
When did you have the moose?
Last night.
And Black Horse beer.
And Black Horse beer.
Oh, you're doing it.
3-0. 3-0.
They could use a cool beer down in the engine room. Down here, 40 degrees Celsius or more is a regular thing. And down here, you'll find even more Newfoundlanders. People like Dean Turpin from St. Lawrence.
I think we should have more Newfoundlanders over, but I think we would look after it quicker. We're over it by now.
The guys down here joke around a fair bit. Like people in the galley, they take one day at a time. And right now, one day in particular is on their minds.
What we want to know is who's going to send us the Christmas trees over here. We're going to show I couldn't find that one.
Do you have sore throat?
Yeah, I have a sore throat.
Two things about Christmas they aren't missing are the colds and flus of the winter season. In fact, they're the biggest ones on board.
You slip off your shirt, have a listen to your chest.
And helping to take care of them is Corporal Karen Curnew from Clark's Beach. She's the junior medic on board Protector. If war happens, she'll have a lot more than colds to contend with. Chemical burns and shrapnel wounds are the two biggest injuries she trains for. She never thought in her wildest dreams she'd wind up in the Persian Gulf.
I was nervous when we first left because nobody knew really what to expect. Now that we're here and we see what's going on, things are calm. So it's nothing really to get really worried about. But before I left, I was scared.
Not too many people will talk about the fear. Even though the Protector is a fuel ship, a supply vessel, she has been outfitted with new weapons and is being used in the Gulf to relieve one of the 2 warships on patrol. So she could see action. But getting young men and women to talk about what could happen is not always easy.
No, I was kicking and screaming. I wanted to go.
Take, for example, Sub-Lieutenant Tom Fitzpatrick from Marystown. He couldn't wait to get on this assignment. As an officer on board, he sees it as the career chance of a lifetime. But what about the danger, the thought of death? Do you ever think you might die in the Persian Gulf?
That's a bad question.
I think it's a legitimate question. You're a part of the boarding party. You guys are the upfront guys right now. You were the guys in the most, I don't want to use the word danger, but certainly in the most immediate potential for confrontation. Does it ever cross your mind?
Oh yeah, it's definitely there, but you know, the young strapping fellas don't like to think about their demise whenever it may come. That's something that's in the back of your mind, but you don't want to think about it.
Something you may have thought about by now is the number of Newfoundlanders on board.
Basically thermal loads all over Saudi Arabia and down through Iran and Iraq.
There's a lot of them. Here's another one, Robert Vivian from Corner Brook, giving a flight briefing to a helicopter crew. Almost 30% of all the people on this ship are from Newfoundland. Why? The commander of the task force thinks it's tradition.
A lot of sailors have had previous service in the Sea Cadets or certainly with their families making their living by the sea. I think that probably, it's a natural, logical, yeah, if you're looking for something to do in your life and you say, well, I kind of like the sea. I mean, the Navy is one of those occupations that keeps you very close to the sea, and you do all sorts of different things.
They may be close to the sea, but they're far from home.
Hope you're fine and well.
Videos like this one brings home a lot closer.
Hi, Barry. Happy birthday. Jason said he said he got his moves.
Some have seen this tape dozens of times. It always draws a crowd as flickering images of loved ones at home fade in and out. As dusk starts to fall, the Sea King helicopters that fly night surveillance missions from the Protector get ready to head out over the Persian Gulf. We leave with them on our way to the warship Athabascan on patrol. As the light slips away, there's one last job of the day to complete, the lowering of the flag. And of course, doing it is a Newfoundlander, Master Seaman Andy Smith from Swift Current, serving on the HMCS Protector in the Persian Gulf.
Bet there are a lot of proud families watching that report tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know, Debbie, I'm not really surprised with the fact that we have a problem with the heat. We Newfoundlanders come from a cooler climate, and I don't think our metabolisms are used to 45 degrees
I know.
desert heat.
I don't know. That's